You guys, this is it. Now that the kids' bathroom is done, we are about to start on our final project inside our home. I cannot believe I am saying that. Once this is done, we are going to be able to move outside and finish up a couple things that we have out there, and then it's done. I am so ready for something new.
So yeah, there's obviously still like interior design stuff to do, but as far as building anything, this is the last project inside the house. And as far as that project, it's our closet, building all of that out. I'm going to start with the water heater and just kind of work my way around. I kind of have some basic ideas what I'm going with, but I'm just kind of winging it as I go.
Yeah, and as far as this closet goes, what we do with it is very important because this is the only closet in the entire house.
Yep.
That is definitely something that we would change.
Yeah.
I mean, but for the floor plan and the space and everything, it was really all that would work, but this is the only one, so this is very important.
Right. Yeah, if I could do it over again, it would probably incorporate a pantry that could also have some sort of like room storage and stuff like that.
Right.
Other than that, I love our layout.
I'm so excited. Like, there's just crap everywhere in here right now.
Yeah, I'm not excited to show you guys that, all of that, but
right.
Yeah, so we gotta clear this out before we get started. It's just kind of...
It's a catch-all.
Yeah.
For the entire house.
Pretty much.
You are so fast. You're about as fast as Daddy. So today, while Spencer is working on building out our closet, what I'm going to do is start working on painting the house because all the stain is done now, and I just, you know, we want to knock this out because the house is almost done all inside, so we just want inside and out everything looking all nice and finished. And there is some stuff out here that I did never complete, like some of the caulking up around the roof and the soffit and everything, so yeah, just gotta finish up all this little stuff.
So before I get started on this water heater enclosure, I just figured I'd point out something. I'm going to be stuffing some leftover insulation around it. The reason why is because not only are we off the grid, reliant totally on solar for our energy production, but also used electric car batteries for our energy storage. So the least amount of energy consumption, the better. So yeah, I'm just going to be stuffing insulation around here just to help this water heater with holding onto any hot water it already has, because this is an electrical water heater, and which is pre-fed by a solar water heater on the outside. And not only is this water heater inside in a air-conditioned space, so it's not having to fight the extremes of the temperature outside, but also, or in like a garage or whatnot. That's a pretty common spot for water heaters. But it's also on a foam insulation pad. It's going to have insulation all around it. Has insulation wrapped around all the pipes. All the pipes that run through the walls are either in spray foam or a rock wool insulation. So it should be a incredibly efficient system. And since it's a smaller house, all the runs are really short. So the least amount of energy we can consume, the better.
Do I really look funny?
Yeah.
Spencer says I look like Forrest Gump with my hair down and a hat
Well,
on.
no, it's just when your hair's behind your shoulders.
Okay, a little bit. So what's the status of the closet?
Water heater's all boxed in. I just need to build a door for it. Other than that, it's just moving on to other closet areas.
Obviously, he still needs to get more insulation, and as far as the door for the water heater, for the box around it, he does need to get hinges as well. So there's only so much he can do with that area right now. But you're gonna get that done and then start framing out the other big openings, right?
Yeah.
For my closet.
Yeah. She was okay with us sharing a side. I'm like, no, I want the left side. I know it's smaller and whatnot. We're going to use that as like kind of as a catch-all random
Stuff for like brooms, mop, that kind of stuff, because like everything needs to go in there.
But yeah, I'm like, no, I want my own side.
Yeah, he wants a his and hers side. I'm like, well, we can share.
Oh, and as far as insulation goes, I don't think I'm going to put any more, just because I'd have to buy a whole nother bag or whatever you call that.
Oh, you'd have a ton left over.
Yeah, so I probably won't. What's on top is what?
It's like 2 little pieces.
No, it's not 2 little pieces. It's one whole bat, but it's
Gotcha.
it's only the top, covers the top of the water heater, which heat rises, so.
But yeah, with the whole sharing a side thing, I'm like, it'll just force us to have less stuff. I'm really looking forward to going through the container because obviously we've been living in the house, you know, for a while now, but we haven't totally moved in. Like all our stuff is still over in that shipping container and I can't wait to go through it all.
Oh, and get rid of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, get rid of pretty much everything. Most of it's ruined anyway from being in the barn for so long, and then
Yeah. Dirt daubers. Oh, I hate those things.
yeah, they got in everything. That and
Dirt daubers, and then we got the Asian lady beetles.
and definitely some mice got and stuff.
Yeah, and mice. Man. Just living the dream out here.
So I'm not quite sure what's going on. I was just inside doing the dishes and Spencer comes in and says that he thinks we have a problem and told me to stop doing the dishes. He came out to check on the water tanks and apparently it's not looking good. So what's going on?
We're not totally dry, but we're pretty freaking close. We just use more water than we used to with showering and cleaning dishes in the sink and hand washing and
Right. Okay. You scared me. I thought you were saying that something was wrong with the tanks.
no.
Okay, good.
No, because before, the last rain we had, which was what, 2 weeks ago, roughly.
We didn't really catch it because of the issue here.
That was the last rain we had. So we didn't really catch it because of the sock, and we were sitting around 400 to 600 gallons. I don't know roughly where.
What are they at now?
This one, it's actually just exposing the pipe.
Are we gonna make it till
Hopefully we
the
get
rain
good rain
tonight? Okay, but you don't need to like consolidate and pump water from one tank to
It
another.
would probably be the smartest, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know.
Tonight's bath night.
Yeah, I mean, I would just be extra conservative today.
This is probably a bad time to say I'm a bit dehydrated.
Yeah, we need good rain this spring. So far, it's been real spotty. We'll get one good rain and then go a week and a half, 2 weeks without another rain. Then this is usually our wet season. So
It'll be fine. Since every single year we've learned is very different. So since last year was dry, this year is gonna be the opposite.
yeah, but
Hopefully.
what it also has taught us is like you can never predict what the next year is going to be, and just because last year was the first half was wet, the second half was very dry.
Right.
We might start off on a dry and then fall is really wet. Who knows?
It'll be fine.
I sure hope so.
We'll survive. On that note, I just used some of our water to make coffee and it's done.
You did what?
Oh my god. Spencer may have just got some coffee ground in his coffee. Oops. Come get this chicken nugget. There's a chicken nugget at my feet. You're welcome. Enjoy your precious rainwater.
Better be worth 5 cups.
I guess I'm not doing the dishes today. Do I do the dishes or do we take it back?
Do the dishes and I'll take it back.
You're so stupid. Spencer,
Yeah.
can we talk about this thing that you built in the corner of our closet? It's looking really creepy. I don't know why, but I feel like someone's about to pop out of there.
It's my isolation tank.
This is the room inside the tiny room. So what he's working on right now in here is just getting the mounting points all figured out, because this is where the lower rod's going to be, because we're gonna have 2 layers for hanging the clothes, and this little section is Spencer's. This is what he wants. He wants his own space, because he thinks I'll take his over, I think, if we're both over there. So you'd rather share your closet with a water heater?
At least I know the water heater won't take up my space, or it is taking up my space, but
It won't take any more.
yeah, it's a fixed amount of space. 1, 2, 3, go! Yeah! High five. Yeah. 20 and 15/16. We're gonna go for a fly. We're gonna go flying. Ready?
What happened to the voice you were doing?
I can only do that voice for so long.
Do it again. Talk. Oh, I pull the camera out and I get bashful.
There's evidence.
One,
Two, three, go!
What should she never forget?
Oh my gosh. Don't forget to.
You sound just like him. We look like we have the door to Narnia in our closet.
So, I've kind of figured out the direction I'm going with this closet, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was totally winging it with this because I knew kind of what I wanted, but I didn't really know the best route of doing it, and I started to overcomplicate it. After this was boxed in, what I was kind of thinking was making another additional like box over here that the rods could be mounted in, and then I can just slide the whole unit out to access the door. I'm like, sounds too complicated or too like massive to move. So this is kind of what I came up with instead. So the way this is going to work is this shelf isn't held in by any fasteners or anything like that. It's just kind of held in by friction. So just lift up on it to get it out of the way. I did have my hanging rod right here, but I moved this mount forward and I gotta adjust this side. I just wasn't happy with the finish of it, so I took that down temporarily until I can move that forward. So in order to access the water heater, you move this shelf, move the clothes rod, which is I should be able to, with all my clothes on it, lift it up and out of the way, throw that on the bed, and then I have full access to the water heater.
Which you're obviously not going to have to do very often. But when you do,
right,
it's very simple.
Not very often I'm going to have to access the water heater. That's that. As far as the rest of this goes, now that I have this all figured out, I know what direction I'm going. I was just kind of playing with different layouts and how this was all going to work together and not make everything too much of a nightmare to, as far as daily function and long-term trying to operate or work on the water heater.
It's looking pretty darn good for just figuring it out as you go. I know we've talked about like the layout in here so many times, but until you actually start getting the wood in there and start framing everything out, it's such a small space that it's kind of difficult to know.
And also just trying to maximize the space as much as possible. I think it's so far turning out good. And as far as the finish, I've seen a few in the past where they just have exposed plywood, and this is a sanded maple plywood, so it looks really good, especially if you don't let it get baked out in the sun too much, which I'm trying not to allow that to happen. But
work as quickly as you can.
Yeah, the sun quickly discolors it, but
I like the natural look.
yeah, the natural look looks really good. Yeah, I don't want to go with anything dark, and I don't know, I kind of like the alternative look of just the natural plywood with the exposed fasteners. So I don't know, once it's all finished out, we'll figure that out, but as of right now, I think that might be the direction we go.
The rain's finally moving in. Oh yeah, the storms are coming. He just ran out there because it started pouring and he wanted to make sure that everything looks like it's working properly.
All right, so last night we got a little bit of rain. I mean, maybe a couple hours worth. See where we kind of fall because we desperately need it. I'm hoping for at least 600 gallons, but I guess we'll see. Can't really tell, so let's measure. So the top of the water to the top of the tank, we're looking about 70 inches. So that'll put us at tiny bit under 600 gallons in this first tank. Okay. I mean, I can live with that. Hopefully we get some rain this spring.